I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
They hang, suspended in the thickness of the water, like skydivers in freefall. Their almost identical underwater gear makes them look like a SWAT team. They never let themselves forget that water is a hostile environment, not suitable for human life. All of this to be able to enjoy diving to the fullest and to minimize the risk of not being able to make it back to the surface. But many Russian divers have often turned a blind eye to such strict rules. Their recklessness and thrill-seeking behavior have become legendary in the popular diving resorts of Egypt. For many Russian tourists, Egypt is where their first love for diving is born. Many, while on vacation, and often out of mere boredom, go for an introductory dive, then weeks or months later, return to complete the first phase of the diving course. And here, the luck factor comes into play. a good instructor will help you develop a lifelong love of the sea. A bad one, in best case scenario, will change your mind about taking up diving. In worst case scenario, will let you develop a hobby that will turn into a dangerous pastime, often with tragic consequences. The beginning of 2007 proved fatal to Russian divers. Several deaths in a row occurred during the weeks of Russian Christmas holidays in different parts of Egypt. Immediately, everyone began to wonder if these deaths were a result of a fatal convergence of circumstances, a misalignment of the stars, or a result of the mysterious nature of the ever-impulsive Russian soul. None of the incidents that took place in the early months of 2007 could name the exact cause of the divers' deaths. Official reports mentioned dire weather conditions or unfortunate circumstances. Members of the diving community mostly spoke about going over the allowed risk limit and the poor quality of training received by the deceased in relation to the complexity of the dive sites they were diving. On January 6, 2007, a group of 5 divers, including 3 Russians, a Dutch, and an Egyptian dive guide, rented a motorboat and headed out to dive Elphinstone Reef. The dive did not go well from the beginning. The guide had problems putting on his tank, and while he was taking care of that, he almost lost his entire group. Probably to make up for the lost time, he led them on a radically fast descent, and as a result, instead of going down to the planned 25 meters, the divers plunged straight down to over 40. The only person aware of this was Elena, an instructor who had an underwater computer, the only one in the whole group. The next predicament came when Michel, the Dutch diver, began to panic. He thought that the inflator valve on his BCD wasn't working, and that he was sinking. Panic sharply increased his air consumption, and within minutes he was on his way up to the surface with his buddy Dima, sharing air from Dima's tank. In the middle of such underwater mayhem, the divers probably neglected to pay attention to the current, which that day was not only especially strong, but going northbound against the wind. As a result, when the 5 divers surfaced, there was not a vessel in sight. Meanwhile, the skipper of the motorboat was desperately looking for the divers in the original spot of descent. The divers spent the whole day at sea waiting to be found. Floating on their backs, some tried to lightly work their fins toward the shore. Then, just before sunset, one of the Russian divers, Vladislav, decided to discard his gear and swim towards the shore with the remains of his strength. The others did not dare to follow. Several hours later, in the dark, Vladislav reached the shore, but the approximate location he gave to the rescue team did not help find the other divers. And none of these divers had any flashlights with them, not even small ones. A flashlight that malfunctioned during a cave dive near the Egyptian city of Nuweiba was the reason behind the panic and death of another Russian diver, Alexei Borisov. This incident also took place around Russian Christmas holidays in January 2007. It happened at the depth of 80 meters down into the cave, and he did not have a spare.
There were 3 of us there that day. Me, Alexei, and another experienced cave diver, Sergei. What happened was quite typical for a cave dive. It's just a tragic convergence of circumstances. Alexei started panicking uncontrollably, which really often happens to people inside a cave.
Another Russian diver, Alexander Nikitin, died in January 2007 after diving alone to a depth of over 100 meters. This solo diver, as such divers are called, lost his weights while going back up and was literally thrown out onto the surface. He died from severe decompression sickness. In total, 7 Russian divers perished in Egypt just in the first 2 months of 2007. Each of these tragic incidents, with the possible exception of the death of the solo diver, shows evidence of non-compliance with standard diving regulations, or at least signs of being unprepared for handling emergency circumstances.
The educational systems are partly to blame for this, because they could not get across to the people the important point that rules must be followed. For example, when the Russian divers disappeared at Elphinstone, that was really very strange. They were completing their advanced open water diver PADI course. The diving circumstances were quite difficult. Everyone who's been to Elphinstone knows that there is a strong current there, especially in the winter. Open water. No bottom to speak of, meaning the slope is very steep. I think
The problem here was that the course was being conducted in such difficult conditions. The deaths of Russian divers in 2007 didn't stop at the January and February count. In November, 4 tourists from Barnaul went diving at that same Elphinstone Reef spot. Only one made it back to the surface. As soon as he came up to the surface, we asked him where his buddy was. He told us his story, which initially was summed up in 2 sentences. We were going in 2 pairs. The guys went down, and I didn't see them anymore. From further details given by Vladislav Popov, it became clear that he, being the least experienced, was left behind at 40 meters. The others went deeper, to 90 meters. Standard practice regulations of any diving certifying organization prohibit diving deeper than 30 meters on a supply of only 1 tank of regular air. Any rule-abiding diver would be horrified to hear this story. It's well known that after 30 meters, there is a high chance of developing nitrogen narcosis. Divers can fall into a state of either euphoria or panic and behave and react inadequately. Besides, coming back up from 90 meters requires lengthy decompression stops, and 1 tank of air is not simply insufficient, but will undoubtedly lead to a catastrophe. In Russia, the news of their compatriots' deaths are often perceived as a kind of an evil destiny. Some even talk of the Elphinstone Reef curse.
La temperatura normal en la que se mantiene el cuerpo es de 37 grados Celsius. La exposición al frío puede relacionarse a enfermedades serias, así que es importante estar alerta a la temperatura y cómo protegerse contra esta. Hay varias formas de las cuales el cuerpo puede exponerse al frío. Algunas de estas son trabajos en frigoríficos, buceo y trabajo submarino, trabajos en la nieve, trabajos a la intemperie, o también puede ser en la vida cotidiana.
El cuerpo humano tiene una estrategia natural para contrarrestar una excesiva exposición al frío. Si la temperatura central del cuerpo está en peligro, este comienza a sacrificar las extremidades, limita el flujo sanguíneo de las manos, los pies y la cara, intentando proteger su calor central. Esto puede causar congelación y gangrena, y si la exposición es demasiado larga, la muerte. Los climas muy fríos son para gente resistente.
Congelamiento superficial es el congelamiento de las capas superficiales de los tejidos de la piel y normalmente es reversible. Mayormente afecta las mejillas, las orejas, los dedos de los pies y de las manos. Congelación general es el propio congelamiento del tejido o parte del cuerpo. Cristales de hielo se forman dentro de la piel. Se diferencia de la superficial en que la superficial incluye todas las capas de la piel y congelamiento profundo puede incluir el congelamiento de los músculos y de los huesos. Hipotermia es el enfriamiento general del cuerpo. Cuando el cuerpo se baja más de la temperatura normal de 37 grados Celsius, problemas serios pueden presentar. Hipotermia severa puede conllevar a la muerte. Prevención a la exposición al frío. Usar varias capas de ropa suelta. Las capas proporcionan mejor aislamiento. Las capas también pueden quitar si usted se calienta demasiado. Las ropas apretadas reducen la circulación de la sangre. La sangre caliente necesita ser circulada a las extremidades. Cuando escoja vestimenta, deberá estar consciente de que alguna ropa puede resistir el movimiento causando una situación de peligro. Las botas deben ser impermeables y aislantes. Al usar un sombrero, usted puede mantener la temperatura del cuerpo caliente. Esto reduce que la temperatura del cuerpo se escape por la cabeza. Estar seguro de proteger los oídos, caras, manos y los pies al tiempo extremadamente frío. Moverse a sitios calientes periódicamente. Limite la cantidad de tiempo fuera en días extremadamente fríos. Cargar un equipo para el tiempo frío. Como son medidas extremas, guantes, sombreros, chaquetas, cobijas, una vestimenta de cambio y un termo con líquido caliente. Incluir un termómetro y un paquete de químicos calientes en su caja de primeros auxilios. Cuando esté trabajando, evite tocar las superficies metálicas con las manos descubiertas.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else, I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
Welcome back to this scuba special edition of Miccosukee Sports Wrap. Our last dive of the day took us to beautiful French Reef, where once again our scuba diving skills were put to the test.
Alright, your real toes on the bar, right hand over your master regulator. What we're gonna do. Left hand over your weight belt, look up at the horizon.
Oh, that was awesome. Woo. I don't want to come up.
You see the shark?
Oh, beautiful.
Guys, we want to thank everybody. We've had a successful completion to our mission, which was the certification of new scuba divers here. And Al in particular, we want to congratulate because she surely thought it could not be done. But in particular, we want to thank DJ, the king of Rainbow Reef, for his kind assistance in this very important mission. And we want to thank our good friends from Georgia that joined us on this. We had a wonderful dive here at French Reef.
So we are officially certified.
Everybody but you, Al. No, everybody is officially certified.
And I want to thank you, George, so much for being an awesome instructor, DJ, everybody at Rainbow Reef, and of course we cannot forget about Dennis and everyone over at Austin's Dive Center for hooking us up with all this great equipment. Michael, congratulations to you. How does it feel to be certified?
Feels good.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for being my dive buddy, and thank you to everybody who helped make this Miccosukee Sports Wrap diving special possible. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.
Wait, you got nothing? You got nothing. You got nothing.
You have. Been on a few dives now, and I have to say the most interesting thing I have seen so far is Neil here. And
The whole line. Probably realistically get about 300. That's probably the best areas to hang out.
What are you zooming in on?
Vamos a lihat video foto lo.